You think just because people procrastinate, that means that they're automatically lazy? Nah. Let's talk about it.
Dearly beloved, we are their well-being.
What's going on, good people? Welcome back to another episode of Elevate. Don't hesitate. Hope all is well in your world. So listen, we're going to jump right in today with this topic because this is a hot topic that a lot of people have something to chime in on. So I would love for you to chime in on it. Feel free to like, share, subscribe to this channel, share this video as well. Because listen, procrastination is something that we talk about often. And I wanted to kind of dive a bit deeper into procrastination because I think there are a couple of things that we don't talk about as often. And I think that these things play a big part in shaping what procrastination looks like. So I wanted to go to the dictionary. I wanted to go to the Latin, to the etymology, to kind of really figure out where this word comes from and then what it really means. And it made sense once I looked it up. So procrastination, the pro part means forward, okay? Forward, and this is all Latin. And the crastination part comes from the word crastinus, which means tomorrow. So procrastination literally just means to push today's purpose to tomorrow, which lines up with what we know procrastination to be. But is it that simple? Is it just someone saying, I just don't want to do it and I'm just going to push it forward to tomorrow? In some cases, yes. But in some cases, people get labeled as procrastinators. And I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing all the time. So let's jump into it. So the number one reason why I think procrastination kind of gets a bad name, but also how people who procrastinate get the bad name more than just the name itself. I think sometimes procrastination may be not that you don't want to do a thing or not that you don't care about it. I think some of the things people think about too much is people focus a lot on it being perfect. And because they want it to be perfect, they delay. They don't meet the timetable, or they don't get it done when people are asking for it, or all these other things that may come about. And it's not because they're like, well, they didn't care, that's why they just procrastinated. No, I think sometimes people procrastinate because they care too much. They want it to be perfect. They want it to be flawless. And so every time they step into the arena to get something done, they pull it back because they feel like it's not ready. It's not perfect. And I always tell people this is kind of the thing that I live by, is that progress is proof. Okay. Progress is proof, meaning it's not done. I'm in draft mode. I am in this position where I'm trying to figure it out. But the fact that I have progress is proof that I'm doing it. It's proof that I'm moving towards the thing. It's proof that I'm going to where I want to go. And it doesn't have to be perfect yet. As I continue to work through it, it will get to where it's going to go. And even when it gets to that place, guess what? I'm going to improve upon it even more. So it's never really done. It's never, ever going to be perfect, but I need to see the proof that I'm doing it. So for my folks who are really passionate about what they do, don't let people kind of lump you into that procrastination bucket, because a lot of times it's just that you're just like, it has to be perfect. And so because it's not perfect, I can't put it out. Because it's not perfect, I can't move forward with it. But you got to get that part out of your brain and just realize, like, listen, I only have a certain amount of time to get this done. And what I mean by that, I'm going way deep. I only have a certain amount of time on this planet. And I don't know how long that's going to be. So I've got to get this stuff out while I can. And guess what? Sometimes it's going to fall flat. Sometimes it's going to hit. Sometimes it's going to do this. But guess what? You have to start getting to a place where you are not looking at perfection. You're just looking at the fact that, hey, I did about 2 or 3% of what needed to be done today. And tomorrow you can look at that and say, well, it's proof that I started. It's proof that I did it. And you start building up that momentum and going where you're trying to go. So you have to put yourself out there, right? You have to put yourself in position to win. And procrastination can keep us from moving towards that place. Procrastination, you know what procrastination is? Procrastination is this mindset that keeps us from really moving to the heights in which we deserve. You know, perfection is also like a jail. We've heard this metaphor or this simile before. Perfection is like a jail. Perfection is a jail. Perfection is a prison. And procrastination is the warden. Listen, we remember Shawshank Redemption. Okay. We remember Andy Dufresne, framed for a crime he did not commit. We remember his good friend who was always able to get whatever he needed whenever you needed it. Okay. He could make it happen. And we remember Andy with all this potential to do all these amazing things and how he helped to turn the library around and all of the things that Andy was able to help accomplish while he was there, literally turning his lemons into lemonade, or beer on the roof, whatever, right? But what Andy was able to do was amazing. But what was the one thing that just kept getting in Andy's way? One of the main things was what? Was who? Warden Norton. Yeah, yeah. Warden Norton wanted to cook the books, wanted to make all these backdoor deals, wanted to keep Andy down. And what did he want to give Andy? You know, a piece of pie? A piece of pie that didn't even taste good. I'm sure probably wasn't spiced up well, and it definitely wasn't hot when he gave it to Andy. Perfection is a prison. And the warden is just like Warden Norton. I want you from now on to look at and think about procrastination like Warden Norton. Yep. I know I've gone off on a tangent here, but it doesn't matter because I want you to think about it. I want you to think about every time you think about procrastination, I want you to think about that little measly piece of apple pie that procrastination wants to offer you when you are worthy of an entire bake shop. Tell people to stop playing with you. Tell procrastination that it has no place and it has to move on. All right, I know I went off, but I had to just get that out because it just made me think about it. That perfection is a prison and procrastination is the warden, and the procrastinating warden is just like Warden Norton. Stay away from procrastination, man. Number two, it's not necessarily that you're procrastinating because of whatever reason. Sometimes the procrastination comes from the fact that you are emotionally avoiding the task. Think about this. Have you ever thought about something, or you were asked to do something that triggered something inside of you? Maybe it triggered anxiety. Maybe it triggered imposter syndrome. Maybe the task was literally boring. And you were just like, I don't want to do it because it's boring. I don't like it. It's not challenging me in any way. Happens all the time in the office, right? But maybe that's a part of why you are quote unquote procrastinating, is because it triggers something inside of you. It makes you think of something. It makes you feel some type of way. So this is what I would say. When you think about these things, think about how you can look at the task or look at the thing you have to do and ask, how do I feel about this? Right? Like, what do I feel? Do I feel good? Do I feel this? Do I feel that? Like, what does it make me feel? And then when you can address those things, it's kind of easier to in essence move past them, because you're just like, now you're acknowledging the reason why you feel how you feel. Yes, they want me to do this. I don't like it. It's really boring when they ask me to do this at work. But you know what? I'm gonna take a deep breath. Let me just go on and do it because I know that it needs to get done. But when you don't acknowledge it, you're just like, hey, would you go do X, Y, and Z? And you're like, I don't want to do that. I'm bored by that. So I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to put it off. And so that's some of the ways sometimes we can look at procrastination and look at some of the things we do, and we can hold out on getting to that next level. So listen, procrastination is not a virus, okay? It is not a disease. There is nothing wrong with you. Procrastination a lot of times can be a signal, it can be a flare. It can be any of these things that the brain is trying to whisper in our ear and tell us something. And sometimes we just have to be open enough to listen and not put ourselves in the box that the world tries to put around us to say, you're this way because you are lazy or you don't care. And a lot of times for most people, it's not that. We just don't know how to appropriately articulate what it is that we're feeling and why we feel that way. And I think that's why it's important to always look at your business and your office from a different point of view, to bring in a different eye on it so that you can see things in a different way, approach it from a creative standpoint. And this is what I love to do. This is why I love going into corporate spaces, because I get to bring a lot of these right brain ideas into these spaces and help folks see things just from a different perspective, a different point of view, and attack it from a different way. And it really helps us to open up and think about things differently. Listen, if you ever made a meal and you sat in the kitchen and you cut up everything and you put all the spices in and you make sure everything was prepared to go and you put it all in your pot and you were getting ready to put it in the oven, and you've worked really hard to get this meal to this place where it is now ready to cook, and you take your oven mitts and you place it in the oven and you close the oven door and you put the timer on, and now you're excited because you are about to embark upon this amazing meal that is being cooked. Procrastination is like that. The only problem with procrastination is we never turn the oven on. We have everything inside, but we never turn on the oven to cook the meal that we've prepared. So I don't want you to procrastinate. I want you to really look at how I can focus on what is the thing that I'm doing, why am I responding this way, and how can I pivot and change the direction in which I'm going to help me go and get to exactly where I want and need to go. Listen, if you like this video, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. If you're looking for a keynote speaker, someone to come in and change the energy, bring in storytelling, bring in brain science, bring in all of these things that are going to help your business grow, that's going to help you get the tools that you need to tell better stories so that you can sell more, so you can lead better, so you can have better employee engagement and better communication, then look no further. I am right here ready to serve you. And again, I'm going to leave you like I always do. Until next time, y'all. Peace.